Sanam. Sapudik here with our Friday Dharma Talk, and it's right at the top of my mind today because I taught this in level 1 immersion course here this morning in Espanola, and the topic really came to me two reasons. One, I was in Gurdwara last week, and the lecturer Yogi Bhajan says you must learn to surrender your karma to your dharma. So that caught my ear. And then yesterday at our community langar, my teacher was in town, surprisingly, and he said something to the effect of, you can obtain it, but can you contain it? And I thought that was an interesting reflection, and Yogi Bhajan has said that same thing in the past as well. So we work to grasp all these things in our lives, and these things that we desire, and these things that we actually co-create, and we are creators. We can't stop the karma because that's our job, is to act. But the way that we translate or transmute karma into dharma is by dedicated action, dedicating it to something higher and letting go of the outcome. So in that sense, we don't own anything that we do. Everything is done as a seva, as a grace. And when we allow our actions to be dedicated in this way, we activate that bhakti part of our path. So we use our shakti, but we devote it to the bhakti. And in that way, all of our actions really take off because the universe is going to deliver the outcome, not us. It's not personal. And in that same way is how we release ourselves from the sequence and the consequence. So Yogi Bhajan used to always say, don't start the sequence if you don't want the consequence. And so that's inherent to to karma, right? We act, and then there's a equal and opposite reaction. But when we do dedicated action, devoted action, when we give away the fruits of the karma, the fruits of the action, when we release ourselves from the attachment to what we think we want from the action, then we're in the realm of dharma. And whatever happens is grace, whether it's a failure or whether it's a great success, is really none of our business at that point. And this is a big theme that's coming up with me a lot lately, and when I talk about dharma, is dharma is doing what you need to do, what's necessary, and doing it well. And it doesn't mean it's always going to be beautiful or even something you want to do. But it's going to be fruitful because it belongs to the infinite. It doesn't belong to us. And for me, that's up for me right now, right? That I need to let go of what I think the outcome should be. I need to let go of my idea, my attachment to what I think things should be. My ego is attached to what things should be. I want what I want when I want it, and I want it to look a certain way. And that limits the infinite nature of creation. So that just even the nature of attachment is limiting. From the gate, it's limiting. But when we dedicate the action, when we do it out of service and out of seva, out of that liberated heart, and when we stay true to our own personal dharma, we have that through line that guides all of our actions, regardless of the outcome, regardless of the fruit, whether we get to reap the harvest or not. That's when we're really in the realm of dharma. And that's when we free ourselves up for the universe to come in and bring so much more than we could ever have expected or asked for in our initial plan, planting that seed, initiating the sequence. So surrendering our karma to our dharma, right? Can we contain what we've obtained? All of that is about letting go of the fruits of our action. and dedicating them to something higher than us. And in that way, things just come. And those things that come, we have to learn to contain. And that's a whole nother level of Dharma, which means my own personal example, I was given a husband, right? And Yogi Bhajan always said, a husband is a permanent house guest, right? So there's a certain frequency you have to maintain around a husband. And at the same time, this great, great gift, I have to figure out in my own way, in my own through line, to stay committed to my own identity in this new dynamic, this new gift that came in. I've obtained it, but can I contain it with integrity to myself and to my own Dharma? And this is what happens in our lives, right? We get things come, and the giver keeps giving, and we are the ones who tire of taking. This is what Nanak says. And so the only way to really contain any of the grace that comes into our lives and any of the action that we have is that dedicated action. Give it to something higher. Give it to the universe. And in that way, liberate yourself. This is our little Dharma Talk this Friday. Have a great weekend. And may you always know your through line. Satnam.